around this time last year, one of the dopest events, it's a networking event where actual artists, film directors, hedge fund, investors, it's a room to definitely be in. And I was working for a TV station. I had clients that I had just was developing commercial concepts with them. My job was to sell commercials. But anyways, so I'm at this networking event, not knowing that one of my clients is there. And so, funny story, I'm walking in to the event. There's an actress. She's on the panel, and I'm walking in, and so people are asking me questions. People are complimenting me about different things, and it's a little disruptive. I'm not saying anything. I'm literally just walking in there and walking in quietly because there's so many different like rooms, and so I'm leaving one room and entering into another. And I even saw someone from way back in the day, and so then they got up and said something, and so literally the person that was speaking on the panel at the time, it was disruptive. Okay, and I was just like, oh my gosh. I was like, no matter how much I was trying not to be seen, I was seen. So much so to the point where the actress kind of like threw me a look like, girl. And I'm like, I ain't said nothing. I ain't said not one word. The actress was like, well, who is this person? But anyway, so it was other than that, so I finally get to my seat, and I see a client, and she's selling merchandise, and she wanted me to, during the question and answer, talk about her product and, kind of give her a shout out. And I wasn't there, to be working. I was actually like networking myself and, learning different things and meeting new people. But, I'm like, I want to support my client. I want to see her business do well. Let me see what I can do. And so, and what I did for her, she felt like it wasn't enough. See, I'm not the type of person. There are friends. You got friends out there that will take your spotlight. Okay, they'll take your shine. And I'm not that kind of friend. I'm a very supportive person. I'm going to support you in doing what you are supposed to do. I'm not going to take that away from you. So, during the break or during the time where you can come up and ask questions, there was a well-known artist, a famous person. She's like, get the merchandise in their hands so they can take a picture. And so what I did was, I'm like, okay, so I went up there, I talked about the client, I talked about the product, and then I pulled her up there, like, go ahead and continue about your product and go ahead and take it to the artist. And so she did. She went up there and she took it to the artist. And I think she was just upset. She was just a little shy. She just wasn't ready, which is so funny. She's not a very shy person. She doesn't come across as shy at all. I don't know. I think she was just thinking like, oh, he's, this person, he's going to be more receptive to you. I think she was, oh, he's going to like you because you're pretty and, like go and like almost like flirt with him a little bit or something. And I'm like, girl, first of all, I'm here with someone. Okay. At the time, I'm like, no, ma'am. Like, I'm not trying to get into any of that, and I also don't want to look like that. But she wasn't happy with that. And so at the end, which here's what I was mindful of. One, I knew that she could speak more about her product. Okay. Cause I didn't know the ins and outs of it. I wanted the shine to be on her and not on me. So it wasn't about me. I didn't want at the end of it, people to come ask me about the product, because if I would have did what she was asking me to do, it would look as if I was the one that owned the business. And I'm like, no, at the end of whatever I'm going to say, people are going to start coming up to me, asking me questions about this product I don't know anything about that. And it was a great opportunity for her to promote her business, for her to be the face of that. But from that point on, she was just like, oh, you're being funny acting. She didn't see it. She didn't see it from my perspective, and so I say this to say that there are friends, if you tell them, and it may feel like, as far as like being a woman, it may feel like, oh yeah, she's being my friend. No, a good friend will tell you, girl, I know you might be anxious. I know you might be not wanting to do this, but I'm going to, and I'm not going to do it for you. I'm going to hold your hand while you do it. I'm going to cheer you on from the sidelines. But I'm not going to do it for you. And, so I know a lot of people, they're like, oh, she's funny acting. No, I have reasons why I do certain things. I've had people who I've showed up for time and time again, and they're like, oh no, you're funny acting. No, I'm not funny acting. There are things that have unfolded, and it's like people have made themselves clear, that they're not for me. And so it's like, okay, it's fine. And so what I used to do, the old me, would be like, well, why? What's happening? And, I'd ask questions about it. And now when I just see things, I'm like, okay, God, I kind of surrender. There's no argument that needs to take place. And, it's okay. It's like we can all go our separate ways. But I'm still rooting for this young lady. I haven't checked on her business since then. I've been focusing on real estate the last year. But, all in all, sometimes, I just say this to say, sometimes people can really look at you and feel like you're doing something towards them but she doesn't understand that the way that I was doing it was for her better good. And maybe even right now, she still doesn't feel that way. She still may feel like, she's a little wishy-washy. But that's okay. I know what I'm doing. It may not look like I know what I'm doing, but trust me, a lot of things that I'm doing is for a purpose. There's meaning behind a lot of things that I do. So, but I don't need anyone to understand me. When I take my last breath and I close my eyes, I know that I was solid to a lot of people. I was solid to a lot of people. I was solid to a lot of organizations. I showed up for people. And I know I did the right thing 90% of the time. Am I perfect? Absolutely not. I ain't gonna come on here and tell you that I'm perfect. But I know that I've meant people well. That's why from 50 years ago, people are still looking me up. If I've come across their path. So, yeah. Find you some good friends that's gonna tell you the truth. That's all I gotta say.